Hi. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Good morning.
What's up, girl?
How are you?
How you?
Good.
Yes, I'm excited to hear what you got to say today.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Bria. Nice to meet you.
Was that me?
Yeah, you FaceTime. We're going in, and where's Q? Reverend Q. We want you, Reverend, to take care of things. I got a couple things to say, and after that, Reverend Q, it's on you. We're excited.
Yeah. I'm excited for this one you got.
Yes, sir, Reverend Q.
Everybody should be excited the fact that we could have been dead, but God gave us another day. You ought to be the main one saying, God, I haven't been all that, but just thank you for being good to me and extending me another day of life. You tell you about 3 people. He's good.
God is good. Welcome. Congratulations on all that stuff. Good, what's up?
You done shook 5 people's hands. I said 3. And then some of you didn't even get out of your seat to shake some people's hands. We probably fly out like warnings real quick. And I'm here to make this announcement about this cool guy that's here that's going to give us a word today. But real quick, if something happens in the worship service at the city here, every now and then, when people, when I say something that they agree with, our congregants, the citizens here, and we want to make sure the visitors get acclimated so you won't be alarmed. When I say something that's good to your heart and your spirit, somebody might jump up and they spin around like this. That's all they do. Let me tell you what they're doing. They're just believing that God is turning something in their favor. I'm going to try that one more time. And there's no devil in hell that's going to stop nothing that's coming in your life. Great man of God, and I'm going to give some things I want to say before he comes. I am just overjoyed to just welcome to our sanctuary none other than the world famous NBA champion Quinn Cook. Let me give you God praise for this Y'all give it up. Everybody get up and stand and just make some crazy noise for him. And I'm gonna turn this mic over to him, and I promise you won't be long. And we stand and we always honor people who are great among us. Welcome one more time. The one and only Reverend Quinn Cook. I'm leaving. Appreciate that. How y'all doing? Y'all good? It's a pleasure for me to be up here. This means a lot. I started to attend this church 2012. My big brother, my idol, my somebody that I've always looked up to, Nolan Smith. He was playing in Portland. He was playing for the Trailblazers, and I had just finished my freshman year here at Duke. And he didn't have the rookie year that he wanted, and he had came back to Durham and just working me out and just being around, and he introduced me to Pastor, and I've been coming here ever since. It's a pleasure. I see a lot of familiar faces, and you guys have been an outlet for me. Going to school where I'm by myself. I was struggling, and Pastor and his family was always there for me. So first, before I start, thank you for everything. Appreciate it. I have a unique story. I grew up in Maryland, I just grew up, just a happy kid. I had two parents that did everything for me and my older sister. Life was great. I didn't want for anything. The only thing I had to do was wake up and just be a kid. And as a kid, you don't want anything else. And I started to grow up. And I started to meet friends that didn't have both their parents. And I met friends who didn't have what I had. And my dad and my mom always told me just to be kind to everybody. Just taught me to be kind. And that's one thing I always took pride in. I was 7, 8 years old, just trying to be nice to everybody. So that's what, my family kind of lives by. I started to play basketball. I played football, I played baseball, I boxed. I did everything. And it was something about basketball that just kind of, I don't know what it was, I just got a different feeling about it. I wasn't the best. I was probably the best at football. And basketball was probably my less. I was probably the least talented out of all my friends. And it was just something about it. I can remember I'd get a bad grade, I come home, my mom and daddy get after me, and back in the day, well, I don't want to say back in the day, but we used to get spankings, and my mom used to spank me, and my dad used to spank me, and y'all know as a kid growing up, y'all crying. Oh, you just feel like the world's against you.
Wow.
But my dad used to always let me go play basketball. Like, I couldn't play video games if I was on punishment. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't do all the fun stuff that I wanted to do. But my dad always let me play basketball. And basketball was my outlet. So, like I said, if I had a bad day at school, if I did something I wasn't supposed to do, if I didn't get the chores done, and I go on punishment, I could just go play basketball and everything would just be okay for the next 30 minutes or 2 hours. So I fell in love with that. I was always a smaller kid. Out of all my friends, it's probably the smallest. So we would go to different courts. We had a gym called Run and Shoot. And Nolan's mom, somebody that I love dearly, my aunt Monica, she would pick me up and she would take us to Run and Shoot. Because my mom, she didn't trust me at Run and Shoot because it was in a tough little neighborhood and I was so small. So my aunt would take us to Run and Shoot with me and Nolan. And, I never got picked, but Nolan always made sure I was on his team. Wow. And obviously Nolan was the best player in the area, and whatever Nolan said, everybody listened. All right, whatever. So Nolan always made sure I was on his team. So I started to get a confidence. So he believes in me. So let me start working. Let me start watching what he does and studying what he does and do whatever he does times 2 so I can get where he is.
Wow, wow.
So that started at 7, 8 years old. So I started just to be with Nolan every day, every single day. My mom would drop me off over there. Monica would pick me up and I'd be over there 4 or 5 days and I would see how a pro trained. And he's 15, 16 at the time, but he had a mindset of, I'm gonna be an NBA player. I'm gonna be an NBA player. He would tell me that every day, I'm gonna be an NBA player. And I instilled that in my mind. All right, I'm gonna be an NBA player. And I would tell myself every single day. Wow. And around that time, as I started to get older, I started to kind of, come into yourself a little bit, probably 11, 12 years old, and, I'm riding public transportation to school, kind of feeling myself. I'm thinking I'm tough. And I'm starting to hang with kids in school that I'm not supposed to be with. So, I went to public school. I went to Wilmer Elementary, and my sister went to Benjamin Tasker. And around that time, that's when, y'all remember the DC Sniper? Yeah. So the DC Sniper had shot a boy at my sister's school. And after that, my mom was like, we ain't doing no more public schools, private schools. So we started to go to private school. And I was so mad. No more bus, no more, none of that. So started to go to private school, and I wanted to rebel because I was hanging around these type of kids, and then I get placed in a place where it's a different type of kid. So I wanted to rebel. I wanted to be the tough guy of the group. And my dad, I remember his voice when he told me. He said, "Son, if you want to be an A student, hang with the A students. Yeah. The people who get A's, hang with them. Yeah. If you want to be a D student, hang with the D students. But you ain't gonna go to college if you go to the route that you're going." And I told myself, all right, cool. Well, he believes in me, so let me focus in and lock in. So started to continue to play basketball, and I just got better. I kept working, kept getting better. And this was 2007. And my family would take a lot of trips together. We would go to Orlando. We would go to drive to Connecticut. My mom's from New York. We would drive to New York all the time. And I went to high school at the Catholic High School and all boys school. And the last trip we took as a family was to Raleigh, North Carolina, ironically. And we had lost the game, DeMatha. We played Word of God High School in the championship. And we lost at the buzzer. And I can remember I was crying. And my dad went away home. My mom and my sister sleep in the car. And my dad was like, "Son, you're going to be great because you care." So we get home. keep playing. The season goes by. And my dad gets sick. He gets sick out of nowhere. And so I have to become, the baby. I'm the baby of the family. I'm spoiled. I don't have to worry about anything. When I see my dad get sick, it's like, all right, well, I got to start becoming a man right now. And I promise you, like, God works in mysterious ways, because I feel like that last 2-3 months, he was prepping me for if something would happen. Just tell me little things every single day. Every single day. Every single day he would tell me something new that'll help me, become a man. So February 15th, my dad, he had to go get a cleanup in his colon. He had to get a cleanup, and I was so mad at him, because that was the biggest game of our season. We had to play our rivals on senior night, and I was starting. I was a freshman starting on varsity for the best team in the area. And so I'm selfish. I'm not thinking about his health. I'm not thinking about my family. I'm thinking about me. Dad, you're not gonna be there for me. Like, I worked my entire life for this moment, and I was mad at him. So we play the game, we lose. He called me from the hospital. He had listened to the game on the radio. And he was like, good game, son. You played well, whatever. Next game, we got him. Boom. So Saturday, he calls me, and my sister was going to go see him. Me and my sister were going to drive up and see him. And he didn't want us to see him in the hospital. And he was just like, I'm coming home tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. And then the next day, something happened where they had to rush into emergency surgery. And while he was in surgery, he wasn't getting the oxygen to his brain. So he was in a coma. So I remember I went to the hospital, and the doctor sat us in a room. And it was my mom, my sister, my little cousin who's here, Alex, and his mom, and his little sister. And just gave us 2 options. Do y'all want to pull the plug, or do y'all want to keep fighting? And I can remember my mom saying this. So it's like, it's still clear in my mind. We don't quit.
Wow.
We don't quit. And I'm 14, I don't know what's going on, but I remember she said that, and she didn't care how much it cost. She didn't care how many times she had to go to the hospital. She didn't care. We knew that my dad was gonna pull it out. So, my mom literally, I didn't see my mom back in the house for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. She stayed up there. She didn't leave his side. They took me out of school. So me and my sister stopped going to school. And my best friend, Norman Pope, his mom took him out of school so he could be with me the entire time. And I can remember around times like that, that's when everybody, whatever you need, we got you. Everybody's your supporter, everybody, which I appreciate. But it was a little bit overwhelming. No, not a little bit, a lot overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be away. I wanted to be away. And I would go to the basketball court. I would go every single day. And March 3rd, he passed away. And I can remember it's about 100 people in the hospital, 100 people. And I said thank you to everybody, I appreciate it. And I was just so focused on taking care of my mom and my sister that all I wanted to do is go to the gym and keep getting better. Literally. That's all I thought about. All right, well, my dad's gone. The only way I feel I can take care of my family is to go to the NBA. I never wanted to go to the NBA. Like, I never told myself I wanted to go to the NBA until I met Nolan. And I'm 5'8", 5'9". I mean, it could be done, but Nolan was 6'3". His dad played in the NBA, so it felt more realistic at the time. But when I told myself and I believed it that night, March 3rd, 2008, something in me had changed. So times where I didn't feel like getting up and going to the gym, I had that in my mind. I had that feeling in my mind. I saw my mom crying. I would see my sister crying. And I told myself, I got to make it for them. So I started to get better. I just took another step in my game. And all my frustrations, like I didn't cry at the funeral. I didn't cry when he was getting buried. I just had a lot of built-up frustration. And I promise y'all, the first game that I played after that, I think I scored like 50 points or something. I was just so like frustrated. Like I was so, and sometimes it's not good for that. My mom tried to get me a therapist, and I would just bottle everything in. My mom would tell my sister to talk to me, like take me to my favorite restaurant and try to get it out of me, and I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't say anything. And I just had so much frustration. But it was good because I started to go harder. I started to go harder in basketball. I started to go harder in school. I started to be a better person. What kind of person my dad was, he was a person, when I was on the team, if I would score, he would cheer, right? All the parents would cheer if I scored. But if my teammate scored, he would cheer louder for them. And I played with a lot of kids who, like I said, they don't have fathers or they come from broken homes. So my dad became a father to all these kids. So he didn't care if I scored 20, 30 points or 2 points. All he cared about was how I conducted myself on the floor. So like I had that instilled in me at a young age. So I started to be better and kinder to people when I'm trying to still become this man of the house. And around that time, I'm still trying to rebelling. My mom now is a single mom, so she has to, take over everything financially. Be there for my sister. My sister was a senior in high school, so that was a tough time for her. And I can remember my mom just doing everything, but more for her, because I would tell my mom, I'm good, I'm straight. Worry about Kelsey, That's all I tell her, worry about Kelsey. And I think a week after we started going back to school, she had a father and daughter dance. And she came home crushed. And I think my mom flew in like all of my dad's best friends, and they all took her to the dance, and just stuff like that. It was amazing. But the biggest thing for me that summer was Nolan. He like I said, I had so much built up frustration, and Nolan, he started to get out of me. If you guys don't know, Nolan lost his dad at a young age as well. And the last conversation that he had with my father was, if anything happens to me, take care of Quinn. Wow. So Nolan is 19 at this time. He's 19. So he's always been like a big brother to me, but he took the big brother and mentor role to another level. Whether if it was coming down and just picking me up from school. I remember he drove from North Carolina. They had lost to West Virginia, and he had drove down to North Carolina and picked me up from school, and just took me everywhere. I needed that. I wanted that older male figure in my life, and he became that times 10. I would come down here to Duke and just spend summers with him, and the biggest thing that he told me was, let it out. Like I said, I had so much built up frustration that I would bottle stuff in, and I had a quick temper. And I can remember he had dropped me off, and we just cried. We just cried for 20 minutes in the car. He told me how much he missed his father, and he told me, it's okay, to cry. You go through some things, and his motivation was his mother and his older sister, so we had the same goals. So those next couple of years, I took the next step in my career. Started to work extremely hard. I had suffered an injury, so I was out of basketball for a little bit, and I never really focused on school. I didn't really care about school, to be honest. And when I got hurt, I realized that it's more than basketball. If you're lucky, I'm 25. This is my 3rd year. You're lucky to play until you're 35. Say you have 40 years left in life. So you got to start realizing what you're going to do. You got to start setting up yourself for after basketball. But basketball is going to stop for everybody. So that's when I started to take school a little bit serious, a little more serious. And I started to get recruited, and it's a business. It's a business, and all these college coaches will tell you, you're the next biggest thing. I can remember my mom, my mom, she was in charge of my sister, so taking her to dance, singing, whatever. She was in charge of that. She didn't really know anything about basketball, but my mom being my mom, she's on Google researching everything, every college coach. She assigned all my dad's closest friends to each school I was getting recruited by. A little extra. But I appreciate it. So, they tell my mom that I'm gonna be the next Kobe Bryant, I'm gonna be on billboards. They gonna do this for us, that for us. And Coach K called me, and he promised me I'm gonna coach you as hard as I can for the next 4 years. And I'm like, oh, coach, you ain't gonna promise me a starting spot? I mean, Kyrie Irving's going to the NBA. I'm gonna come right in. I'm gonna get the keys to the car first, you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be my show. That's what every other college coach is telling me. And he's like, I'm gonna promise you that I'm gonna coach you as hard as I can for 4 years. So when I heard that, I'm like, all right, he cares about me. He's not recruiting all these other point guards. He's not recruiting all the top players. He recruits who he wants, and everybody he recruits is high character. So it was why not Duke for me. It was why not Duke. So everybody coming to Duke and Carolina and all these big schools, we're all Americans coming in. So you think it's going to be a red carpet laid out for me when you get there. And I learned pretty quick that I had to work. I had to change a lot of things. My body language. I had to change my habits. I had really, really, really bad habits. And I didn't play a lot my first year. But anytime we lost, Coach K would give me an opportunity. He would, if we lost, I would start the next game. If we didn't practice well, I would start and play. And I just started to build habits. And I started to feel sorry for myself as well, because I wasn't playing. I had an injury, I wasn't playing. And I told my mom I wanted to transfer. I told my aunt I wanted to transfer. Who was there for me? My family, everybody. Nolan. Wow. Nolan would call me. Man, I heard you did this in practice. Can't do that. I heard you did this on campus. You can't do that. I heard you this. You do that, but add on to that. I heard you skip class. You can't do that. This is Duke University. We can't keep you. This is PG County public schools. No disrespect to my PG County people right here. But nah, you gotta change. Basically what I'm getting at, you gotta change. And once you buy into the common goal, everything started to work out. So I had a great college career. I didn't play my freshman year, and in my senior year, I was an All-American. We lost to Lehigh in the first round. We lost to Mercer in the first round. My senior year, we won the national championship. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And you gotta fall in love with the process. You gotta fall in love with waking up and being different. You gotta all your friends is going out doing this and that. You gotta be different. And once I realized that, once I fell in love with that process, basketball became easier. Life became easier. And so won the national championship. And like I said, I've been wanting to be this NBA player for my entire life. So I had this dream in my head. I would play every day of me getting drafted. It's me getting drafted. I had that in my mind.
And I went through the process. You know, I thought I worked out well for teams. I thought I interviewed well for teams. They had the combine. I was the MVP of the combine. So draft night, I just knew, you know, because at first I didn't know. I was a senior. I didn't know. I could have been a second-round pick, but thought I put myself in a great position. So I had told my mom, I was like, Mom, I don't really want people coming over because I don't know. And then as I started to go through the process, I told my mom, you know, we can have a get-together because I know I'm going to get drafted. And I had 4 teams tell me if I was available at a certain pick, they would pick me up. And so I tell my mom, yeah, we good. Invite the whole city. The whole city, y'all come to my mom's apartment. So I pull up, and the whole city is at my mom's apartment. And I was good. I was good. I was happy. I was excited. The names started to get called off, and a lot of my Duke teammates started to get picked, and I was their biggest fan, and everything was going great. And it got to the end of the first round, and I called my agent. I'm like, everything good? We straight? He's like, yeah, we're good. So second round comes, and it's 30 picks. It's 30 picks in the first, 30 picks in the second. And it gets to like the 10th pick of the second round. I couldn't watch. I had to go upstairs, and me and Nolan went to the apartment and just watched. And names just started getting picked, and I started to get jealous. I started to be envious of these players getting picked because I was selfish. For me, I wanted my name to get called. So I've never been like, if you ask anybody who's played on my team, anybody who's interacted with me, I try to, you know, be happy for everybody. So like if you see me on TV playing and somebody makes a nice play, I'm always trying to, you know, just build their spirits up. And I didn't like that feeling of me not feeling happy for another person. I didn't like that feeling. And so, long story short, I didn't get picked. And first thing I did, I thanked everybody to come, which I didn't want to do. But my mom made me, and I'm crying. My mom's like, she's crying. She tells me that it's not a marathon. I mean, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I go in my best friend's car, I cry, and I go to the gym. And I just remember that feeling. I didn't want that feeling ever again. I didn't want that. It wasn't embarrassment, but it was just, I don't even want to say disappointment. It just wasn't a good feeling. Because it's something that you dream of your whole life. It's something that if you ask any basketball player, any football player, anybody, that moment is something that any athlete cherishes, and I didn't get it. But instead of me feeling sorry for myself, me feeling down, me blaming other people, I went to the gym. I looked myself in the mirror. Well, maybe I can get in better shape. Maybe I can work on my left hand. And I think dealing with real life helped me with that as well. So I get on with a summer league team. I started to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm playing well. I'm playing with LeBron. I'm living with Kyrie. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm definitely making the team. We have a scrimmage. I'm the leading scorer in the scrimmage out of everybody. I'm like, all right, good. You know, this is the way I wanted to go. This is the way that God wanted me to go. So I'm happy. And somebody gets hurt on our team, and they have to cut me to bring in somebody else. The day before our first game, literally, we're about to play Chicago, in Chicago, and we're going to the plane, and they cut me.
What?
Yeah, so I called my mom. Like, I wasn't crying, I wasn't mad, and my agent gave me an option if I wanted to go overseas, or did you want to go to the D League? And I told him, no question, I want to go to the D League. I wanted to chase my dream. And my agent was like, but you can make good money over there, 7 figures over there. Tax free too, tax free. So then I'm thinking, okay, well, I can take care of my mom right now, but It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the money. It was the dream. It was the dream. And like I said, like it's hard to be different. It's hard to be great. It's hard to get straight A's. It's hard to be that great lawyer. It's hard to, try to get that promotion. But you gotta be different. You gotta sacrifice. So, I mean, it was really an easy decision for me. I told my mom, I told my agent, and we went from there. I went to the D League, and I wanted to prove to everybody I was an NBA player. So the D League now, like especially now, they send so many draft picks down. They send those former #1 picks. It's a great league, and from day one, I was the best player in the league, and I wanted to show everybody that I belonged in the NBA because that was my dream. So I had to go to the D League, and you're playing in front of 100 people. I'm at Duke, where we're playing in front of the entire world. Now you got to go play on Facebook Live in front of 30 viewers, but you got to go through it. And it's hard. I mean, you gotta swallow your pride. You gotta swallow your pride, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So, I get MVP of the D League as a rookie, and invite. How am I the best player in the D League, national champion? How don't I get on a summer league team? That's like the easiest thing in basketball, to get on a summer league team, especially if you have a solid resume. So I fired my agent because I had too many people in my ear. I had too many, man, you better than him. Why is he in the NBA? You better than him. Why is he getting paid this amount of money? So I'm like, yeah, you're right. But in my heart, I didn't want to leave my agent because I knew my agent was putting in the work. It just wasn't God's timing yet. But I know that, but I'm telling everybody around me, yeah, you're right. So I fired my agent. I go to another agent that's telling me, oh, you this and that, if you come here, we're gonna do this for you, we're gonna do that for you. Still couldn't get on a summer league team. So I fire that agent and go back to my right agent. And because the moral of that story to me is always trust your heart. My intuition was telling me, nah, don't do it. Do not do it. Do not do it. Do not do it. And I did it, and I regretted it, and I went right back. I apologized. I put my pride to the side, and I told them what was going on. I had too many people in my ear just telling me this and that. And so I couldn't get on a summer league team, and I didn't get no training camp invites. And the last day before training camp, somebody got hurt, on the team, and New Orleans invited me to training camp to make the team. And I was ready. Like I didn't have a team or nothing, but I was working for that call. I was working for that moment. So I went into New Orleans confident because I had been working harder than I ever had worked before. So, I played in New Orleans. I think I led the NBA in field goal percentage and efficiency. The whole preseason, I led the entire NBA. And so I'm like, all right, boom, this is it. This is where God wanted me on Bourbon Street. My mom loves New Orleans, so I just knew that was right. Season about to start, I get cut. They take Lance Stevenson, which is a great player, great pick. I wasn't mad at all. But that gave me another confidence, like, all right, you definitely belong now. So overseas deals coming in, crazy. And my agent's going overseas, and I'm telling them, we're not worried about overseas. We stand here. If I gotta go back to the D League and just to let y'all know, D League is less than minimum wage. So this is a big pay cut. But it was no hesitation. It didn't matter. I just knew what I wanted. And I went back to the D League and I played about 10 games. I got called up to Dallas Then I got called up to New Orleans again, and they signed me to a 2-year deal. So after that, I'm like, boom, I'm here. I made it. 2-year deal, we good. We good for the next 2 years. So everybody's telling me, come back home and celebrate. Let's do this, let's do that. You can breathe easy. I remember Pettis. He's telling me, come home, we're gonna do this weekend. You can breathe easy now. And I've always had this sense of paranoia. I just always been paranoid, like, which keeps me working. Like, anytime that I feel satisfied or anytime that I feel like I've made it, I tell myself, nah, you still got work to do. So I told Pettis, nah, I'm gonna stay in New Orleans. So I stayed in New Orleans the entire summer. I wanted to show them that I'm just not happy with making it. I really want to contribute to this team. And I had to play summer league, and I led summer league in scoring. I think I got runner-up to MVP in summer league, which was big for me. And so after summer league, I'm like, all right, I can go home for a little bit. New Orleans is telling me, go home, start looking for, apartments or houses to stay in. And I'm like, all right, good. Well, Pettis, I'll come home, we can do the camp, and everything will be good. So literally, I land in DC, and the Pelicans signed Rajon Rondo. So I'm not feeling good right now, because I done been on this road. And obviously, Rondo's one of the best point guards of all time, so you have to sign him, which I understand. But, I felt I'm a good player in my own right as well. So the head coach calls me. He's like, you're good. I know what you're going through. You're good. You're fine. They sign another player, and I get cut. So I've been the best player in summer league. I've put in all this work for y'all, and y'all cut me again. I wasn't mad though. I wasn't mad because I'm like, something's gonna happen. I wasn't mad. I remember I had a meeting with my pastor back in DC, Keith Battle, and he just kept telling me, stay positive, you good, you good. The work is already done. The work is already done. Just stay ready. Stay ready. And obviously when you're going through something, everything sounds, man, whatever. You just telling me this to make me feel better, just to help me get through it. But I really believed it. I really believed it. You're right. You're right. Let me keep working. So I get signed by Atlanta Hawks. I know all the owners. The assistant GM used to tutor me. He went to my same high school, Jeff Peterson. So I'm like, cool, finally, I'm good, finally. So I get there, I feel like I'm the best player, on the team. That's how I felt, that's the confidence that I had. It's not being cocky, but I know that I take pride in putting extra work in. I take pride in knowing every play. I take pride in, being the best teammate, so my teammates trust me. So I felt like I was the best player there. And I don't get the opportunity to play in preseason. But they're telling me, go get your apartment, go get your crib, you good. We gonna need you this year. I'm like, man, I done heard this before. Y'all gonna keep paying for this hotel. Y'all gonna keep, but my agent tells me, man, you good, you straight, go get a crib. So, they ain't want me. But the defending champions wanted me. And I was big. And I was thankful. I was thankful. Like I didn't care if I played a minute. I didn't care if I played a game. I just wanted to learn. I wanted to learn. And so I get to go to state. And this is just a different environment. It was a different environment. Everybody was just high character. Everybody. Talk, sir. And I was there for 10 minutes, and I felt like I had been there for 10 years. Just how they just make you feel, how they made me feel. And I didn't want to let those guys down. So I would put in so much work. I would stay ready. I just stayed ready. The first 20 games I didn't play. Played 2 minutes. First 20 games. I didn't care. I was happy. I didn't care. I didn't care. I was good. But I still was staying ready. I would stay ready. And literally, Steph Curry, he rose his ankle in New Orleans. And then I was in the G League. I was playing with the G League team at the time. And I was on the first plane to Charlotte. And I was starting the next game.
Yeah.
And so for me, to have my first career start in North Carolina, a place where I kind of took that next step, it was God. Like, how could he put the schedule together like that? Like, how does it happen like that? And I'm starting for the world champions. And so I'm on the team, everything's going great. It's like traveling Golden State, it's like traveling with Michael Jackson or somebody. I mean, it's unbelievable. And it's easy to get caught up in it. It's easy to get caught up in it. It's easy to, we have an older team. So obviously we're not practicing and we're not in the gym as much as other teams. Because obviously these guys been playing, into the finals for the last 4 years. So obviously our practices aren't, as tough as other teams. But I'm not Steph Curry. I'm not Kevin Durant. I don't have a $200 million contract. I'm not an all-star. So if practice was at 10 o'clock, I'm getting on the court at 9.
That's good, son.
If practice is over at 12, my practice ain't over till 1:30. I'm just trying to do extra because I want to stay ready. And something was telling me that, this team is going to need me. They're going to need me. After All-Star break, I had lost my aunt, somebody who was really, really, really close to me, and she was the one that brought the family together. She was the one that, if y'all know families, if two siblings weren't speaking, if two sides weren't on the same page, my Aunt Kiva would make sure everybody was getting on the same page. I feel like she was the glue to our family. Canton, Ohio. So when I'm not feeling good, when I'm not, when I'm feeling sorry for myself and blaming everything, and I'm in the D League and I have family who can come to the game and bring signs to the game. I got to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with that family.
Wow.
And like I said, I wasn't close with them. I wasn't close, as I was, and I felt God put me in that situation so I could get closer with them.
Good stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to look at all positives out of every situation. So I lose her, and that crushed me. All-Star break, I flew back to Atlanta, and I had told myself, I don't know what's about to happen this year, but everything I do is for her. I put her name on my shoes and everything. And after All-Star break, Steph gets hurt again. He gets hurt again, and KD goes down, and Draymond goes down, Clay goes down. So I literally went from playing 2 minutes to I'm playing 40 minutes a game. And I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't nervous. I was ready. I just was ready. And I scored 25 points. I scored 30 points. I scored 28 points.
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to make it this big story. Quinn's taking over for Steph, and Quinn, everybody loves a feel-good story, but like I felt like I was supposed to have been doing this. I felt like I had put the work in to do this. Like literally, like if y'all go watch the highlights or watch the interviews, like I wasn't surprised. I wasn't shocked. Because I've been doing it my whole life. I had put the work in and I was ready. So, I didn't care what point guard I was playing against. I felt I was better than them.
Yeah.
And this is a guy, like I haven't played, consistent NBA basketball. I was up and down from the D League, but if you have faith in yourself, if you believe in yourself, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. And Steph comes back, and I'm in a rotation now. I'm like, so now it's not just I'm playing because Steph's not there. Like Steph's here and I'm playing. So now I'm in the rotations with the champs. And I'm staying ready. I'm just staying ready. I'm staying ready. And, you know, at that point, you know, everybody, you know, I've been in the D-League the past year and a half. Everybody wants to be a brother again. You know, everybody, when you at Duke, when you know, playing for Coach K, you're everybody's brother, especially where we from. You're everybody's bro. Everybody wants to come to the games. Everybody wants to cater to my mom. And you know, they want to just drive up to Durham from DC and just chill, which I was cool with. You know, I was cool with it. But when I was playing in Canton and I had to go play in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I had to go play in these small cities, I started to see people kind of get away. But I was cool with it. I was cool. Because y'all weren't for me. Y'all weren't for me. And the people that's here today from my camp and the people who came to church with me today, they came closer. They knew I needed support even more at that point. So obviously, when I'm playing with KD and I'm throwing lobs to Draymond and JaVale and I'm dapping up Steph, you see everybody kind of, yeah, I want to come to a playoff game. I want to, nah, brother. I'm telling you, and I'm like I said, I'm a guy who try to be nice to everybody. I try to, you know, please everybody. I try to make everybody happy. But like I told my mom, this year I'm focusing on me. So when I would see people try to come back in, and I've had great support. Like Pettis, like he runs my entire camp. He's the best guy in the world, and he would tell me, yeah, they calling about you. They telling me that they want to come. Nah, we're not doing it. Like, he would tell me that, no, we're not doing that. We're not letting these people try to take advantage of you now. You done been through everything, and people, you know, got away. And I just think that God, I mean, I know all y'all know that God is real, but God is really real. Because my story isn't just about basketball. It's about life. It's about, you know, having people around you. It's about holding each other accountable. It's about believing in each other, believing in yourself. And I mean, like I said, a year ago from today, I wasn't on a contract. I didn't have a contract at all. Fast forward another year.
Fast forward.
I'm an NBA champion. It's not to brag, it's not to boast, it's not to say ha, I did it, I made it. It's to tell everybody that if you have faith,
Yes, sir.
if you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Anything. I'm 6'1", I'm not a freak athlete. If you anybody walking, when they saw LeBron James at 17 years old, they knew, they're going to the NBA. 6'8", 260, all these freak athletes. I'm probably one of the shortest in here. But I believed in myself. I believed in myself at a young age. I believed in myself. When stuff got tough, I prayed. And what I'm learning now is when stuff is going great, I'm praying harder.
Yes,
So it's easy when you're down and out. You just got laid off, or you just got a D on your test, or you didn't get into that school you wanted. It's easy to pray to God and try to, you know, get some guidance and come to church every day and try to, you know, get that extra push and motivation. But it's harder to, you know, when everything's going great, to do the same thing. You gotta do it harder. And I'm realizing that when I was an All-American in high school, I wasn't praying as hard as when I was in the D-League. I wasn't doing it. When I had lost my dad, I was praying. Then when I started to, you know, do well, my prayers and my going to church with Lord. So that's really been my biggest challenge all summer, is giving back more, affecting more lives, praying as much as possible. My biggest thing is holding grudges. I hold a lot of grudges, and I don't forgive. You know, I've been forgiving people.
Talk, sir.
This whole summer. And with my camp, we affect so many people. It's not because I'm an all-star player. It's not because I'm, this great basketball player. I think people, fall in love. I get more out of people coming up to me and telling me I'm a great basketball player. That's cool, but I love the people who come up to me and tell me that, your story has inspired my 15-year-old daughter to keep, pursuing college, and keep, trying to make that team. What we're doing with our camp is unbelievable. It's not just a basketball camp. I mean, obviously you'll come and learn. You'll come and become, better at whatever. But I think the life lessons that we teach is something that is unique. It's a unique feel. Like, I do 15 appearances a summer at different camps. And I'm not just saying it because my name is on the shirt. I genuinely feel that we have the best camp. It's the counselors are unbelievable. Our counselors, my mom is cooking food for the kids. After the camp is over, she's going to the games. So we're not just family for those 3 days. We're family forever. And what I'm realizing now, it's our first year we had 90 kids. Last year we had 150 kids. This year we had 300 kids. And I never, like I said, I won an NBA championship. I won a college championship. I've accomplished a lot of goals in my life, and I've always been happy about them. But there's no better feeling to see those kids' smiles, to see those parents talk to my mom, to see Daryl getting information from a parent so he could stay in touch with a kid. See those kids say thank you. I mean, that's what it's all about. And literally, and I don't want to take people to take this out of context, but winning an NBA championship was great. But giving back to these kids is way greater. Way greater. So, really the moral of the story, my story, and it's just getting started, but never give up. Never quit.
Talk, sir.
Believe in yourself. Pray hard, consistently, through the downs and the ups. Give back. And just believe in yourself. Whatever y'all want to do.
Yes, sir.
Whatever your kids want to do. Believe in them. My mom believed in me. My aunt believed in me. All my friends here with my camp, they believe in me. Times where I didn't believe in myself. They believed in me. And just be good to people. Be kind to people. I'm a good basketball player. I'm pretty good at basketball. But what's going to keep me in the NBA for the next 10 years, 12 years is being a great teammate. That's going to keep me in the NBA. I promise you. So when y'all watching the NBA and y'all on social media, people like, oh, he's not good. Why is he in the NBA? When y'all start to see these people, how is he still in the NBA? He's 34, 33 years old. He's a good person. It's a skill.
Wow.
It's a skill. And me giving back and me doing all this for the community, it's been the best feeling that I've had as a basketball player. Because I was just that kid yearning for, that player to get back to me.
When your daddy was snatched away from you, God allowed a single black mother single black mothers out here be able to say, you fought through it, you cried through it, but this is your champion. And on behalf of the city, we are so excited to represent you today and celebrate you and your son. Can y'all make crazy noise? I ain't stupid. And your neighbors are screaming, PhD, as they scream for a single black mama to raise her baby to say you gonna get through this. Your story is really our story. So we're going to remain in the pursuit of a champion. Keep pushing. You proof, Janet, that even though it don't go like it ought to be and like we feel like it should, God has already predestined the steps. Got some shirts. These people put this camp on and they went all the way in, and Pastor Irvin Davis just supplied food for everybody with beyond challenges. Isn't time? Look at all these people. Look at. See some of our young people helping with the camp. This is the impact. This is the impact. This is the impact. This is the impact. Man, some of our youth even attended the camp, and we just want to salute them, man, and say thank you, Quinn. Seriously, man, you know, you get that text from me for 4 years straight, and even, man, there's nothing today that's going to happen.
That's right.
That you and God can't handle together.
Right.
But, man, I really want to keep this for myself. I do. I feel like God is telling me to be selfish. Let me speak in tongues. Yabba dabba doo. I want you to sign this. Can you sign this? Is it okay? Is it legal? I want to make sure you stay within all the legal binding and stuff. And bless you. Mom, you got anything you want to say?
On behalf of the camp, thank you so much for allowing Quinn to tell his story. Hopefully his story will impact you individually. We all have challenges, no matter, big, small, death, life, our children, our health. So one thing that he said that I am personally going to do is pray during the good times. During the good times. That's my takeaway for today. Pray through the good times. It is very easy. God, if you get me through this, then I'll be a better person. Thank you. Help me be grateful all the time.
Yes.
Because whatever we're going through, it could always be worse.
Church since 2012. Thanks, Pastor, for opening up your home to the entire camp. Thank you. We really appreciate it. You guys mean a lot to me. Obviously, when we spoke 3 years ago, me and Nolan, to kind of see everything come full circle, it's amazing. You know how much you mean to my family, to the community. Thank you. And I know we don't speak every day like we used to, but I know you're praying for me. I know you guys are praying for us. Just thank you. I know y'all remember me up here a lot of times on New Year's Eve, crying and all that stuff.
Yeah, you broke down.
I never had to go find a tissue because y'all were making sure I was good. But seriously, I don't get to come here a lot, so I was telling my girlfriend every time I come to this church, I start crying because you guys speak to me. Thank you, and
I don't think I ain't forgot. Don't bust you.
Hey, listen up. This is what we're going to do. But Quinn, we thank the camp. One more time. Y'all give it up for the whole camp. Thank you guys so much. Be careful.
Up this way and security, everybody, give all the ladies down right here, man. Y'all got to, oh, hold on, y'all got to clap till they get down the steps. Who's visiting with us today? Steph Curry. Wow. Great day, man.